Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister Vetta.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? And on what?
I said good.
Good. All right. And on this episode, we are going to be talking about buddy games. Yay.
Ooh.
But before we get started on the main event, before we get into it, Vetta, we need to ask the most important question of this podcast. And that is, what are you drinking?
So I was gonna, because in this movie, they do have Pina Coladas, and I was going to do that, but I don't like frozen drinks. So they drink a lot of beer. So I am drinking a Stella.
Awesome.
Because it's the only beer I'll drink besides Guinness, but that shit's heavy. So
it's so, I think all beer is heavy. Like I have two and I'm like, oh, I'm so full. And I don't know about you, but I like to munch on like snacks and stuff when I'm drinking. So, well, unlike you, I am drinking a Pina Colada. There's no bender. There's no bender in it. I could always use a little bender in me.
You couldn't figure out how to, get some of that.
Yeah, he was busy. And Bender's unattractive, so he's not my type. I only like
what's that got to do with anything?
I only like good-looking people. Oh, right.
Oh man, you're so judgy.
No, I have standards. I have standards, and he gives hand jobs to homeless people. So he's
$30.
Yeah, he doesn't meet my standards. All right.
You're only for people that charge 50 at a
Well, he said homeless, and I was like, ew. So, all right. So the first question I have for you is, what did you think about this movie before you saw it? Did you watch the trailer at all?
I did. And before
what did you think?
Watched it, I thought I was gonna like it because I kind of got like Hangover / the movie Tag kind of vibes, and I was like, ooh, this looks like it could be something.
Right on. I thought it looked funny when I saw the trailer. What'd you think of the movie overall?
You said the key word, it looked funny.
Yeah. I just wrote down silly a lot. It's so silly. It's not even like I felt
ridiculously immature.
Yeah, like I felt like it was trying to be something that it wasn't, and I was like, you guys are like leaning into the crap that I'm not interested in. Like it was just too silly for me. Like I'm all like,
and you got to remember that this was written by, Josh. What's his last name? Duhamel.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually based on games that him and his friends like play on each other. The same way that movie Tag is based on, a 30-year-long game of tag. Well, this is kind of based on him and a group of buddies that get together and play buddy games because he co-wrote the script and directed it.
Right. Well, I have to say, I did think that the games portion of the program was super fun.
Yeah, but I didn't need the rest. It went way too long.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Because when they started playing that first game, I was like, that looks like fun. I would do that. I was like, yeah.
So can he spot me the 10 grand buy-in? Because I want to play.
Exactly. One question I also have for you is, out of all the friends that played the games, which one did you think was the hottest?
Oh, which one did I think was the hottest?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's gay, but Zane.
I thought Zane was the hottest too. I was like, you know what, Zane, he's on that show, A Million Little Pieces, and my wife watches that show.
He was also in like one of my favorite shows, Psyched.
Yeah,
on USA. He was the main character. So he played a psychic, but he really wasn't a psychic. He was more like a behavioral profiler who just read the room.
Psychics aren't real, so we can just stop pretending like you like. So he was a psychic, anyways. So okay, I one more question, but it's starting into my note. Didn't you think it was so obvious at the very beginning of the movie that the wife shot him in the nuts?
For sure.
Like,
She
because
was pissed off. She wanted to go get it on, and he chose putting his
which,
balls all over someone's face, teabagging somebody as more important
yeah,
than her.
yeah. Which, why would you like? Okay, like, I'm sorry. His wife's all like, I want to get it on. He's like, I need to go teabag a guy, and they're like, he did some absinthe, and he's out like a light, and I'm all like, well, couldn't you get it? It's only gonna be like what, 10 minutes of banging, and then you can go and rub your face all over.
Well, first of all, I'm going to stop you right there and go, he should do whatever.
What? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
What should
sorry.
he do? He should what?
Well, first of all, he should do whatever the hell his wife wants because she's way fucking out of his league.
She was
He's
very
like
hot.
a 2 and she's like a 9.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But he's got that alpha male energy. He's an alpha.
No, he doesn't. He has that I'm a fucking tool energy.
Um,
But he owned a company or something, so he had money. Because remember, she sells all of his stocks and runs
yeah.
away to Jamaica. So he had money. So she is a gold digger.
Oh,
But
for
again,
sure.
when you're dating somebody that's like more than 3 points above your pointage, you should really just do whatever they want.
Well,
Are you sure that's a pina colada and not just crushed up ice?
it's a pina colada, asshole. Okay. Why would I lie about alcohol? That's ridiculous.
I was asking the question because this doesn't
It
seem
is.
very...
It just went from slushy to just ice. Now it's like I gotta like the bottom of the glass to get all the liquids. Or I gotta let it melt, and I don't have time for that. I need to get my drink on.
Right. So question for you.
No, go ahead.
Because I'll ask you that one a little bit later. But I was kind of like, if these guys do this every single year and then they took like a 5-year hiatus, is it me or did they kind of look like they aged like 80 years in that?
Oh.
Like the only ones that looked like the same were Doc and Zane. Even Bob Father got all gray.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe some people gray faster. I don't know. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to skip past all the other stuff because right to the dinner where the mom made casserole, which the one Olivia Munn, she acted like casserole is freaking delicious. So she's like, your mom made casserole again. I'm like, good, casserole is fucking yummy.
The type of casserole.
I see. I could eat any casserole, which is so Midwestern, but
It is.
like that's what we do. We make casseroles, but I loved how well, first off, I loved how the dad was all like, it sounds like you're talking about vagina. I'm like, that's how I'm gonna be when I get old. I'm gonna be like,
I'm totally gonna have no filter when it comes to stuff like that.
and
yeah,
I love,
sure.
yeah, and I love that he put so much whipped cream on that one piece of pie. It was like so much.
But don't you think that was like in response to her comment? Because she was like, oh yeah, I just love a nice warm pie with so much whipped cream on it. And
No,
he was like, I think they were I think it sounds like you're talking about vagina. And they're like, no, she's like, no, we're talking about pie. And I think that was like a response because remember the face she makes?
Yeah. I mean, maybe, who knows? But as soon as he did, I was like, that is like so much whipped cream. It's like way crazy whipped cream.
Right? I was like, what are you, 12?
So when he goes to visit Shelly in the hospital, I love how his mom was like all like, don't be a pussy about it and everything. But when he goes to visit, he's all like, I don't want Bender there. And as soon as he said that, wouldn't you want the guy that you, well, at least thought shot you in the nuts? Wouldn't you want him there so you could get revenge? Because I was like, I think
that he thought that was the dick move, the revenge, because you know how that is. Like, there's all that thing of like your friends, back in Mean Girls, where they're all like, let's do a 3-way call, but don't include her, or don't tell Gretchen, or whatever. There's that whole, how it hurts someone's feelings not to include them.
I mean, I guess so, but I was just like, I would want him there just so I could like.
I was going to say that would be me. I'd be like, because I want to, even if I don't win, I'm going to make it hell on him.
Yeah, for sure.
How freaked out were you when once he agrees to do the buddy games and it's getting ready to, and Shelly's standing in front of a mirror naked and his mom's standing.
I wrote that down. I was like, first off, that mother is inappropriate with her children. It's very obvious. And the second thing I wrote down is his penis is so small. I mean, even without his balls, it is so, which made me feel good about myself. I'm not going to lie, because I'm not very big anyways, but I was, and I immediately was like, ew.
I was like, I really hope that they took that fake facial hair and put it down there to make his penis look smaller, because if not, then his wife didn't leave him because he doesn't have any balls. She left him because he doesn't have a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it was just very like I said, it made me, I was like, oh, I'm not so bad now. So I did also write down when first off, I would like to know how Bender found out from the grapevine that there was another games. Like, who told him? Like,
yeah, they never say that.
Yeah, like I have a feeling that none of them talked, and then he's like, a little birdie told me. I'm all like, who told you? Because it doesn't sound like you guys are like friends anymore. So
don't you get that he's like the creepy person that, like, if he sees you at the mall, rather than saying come up, he's like, oh, they're having lunch together, why wasn't I invited? And then like starts to like spy a little, you know?
Right. Well, yeah, when you said you feel like he's the creepy person. Oh, trust me, he's a creepy person. Trust me.
Group of creepy guys.
Can you say that again? I'm gonna have to edit the fuck out of this.
I said they're like a friend group of creepy guys.
For sure. Yeah, no. I also said that when he asked Josh Duhamel's character, the Bob father, whatever his name is. Bob father. When he asked him for money, I wrote down inappropriate. That's inappropriate. You don't ask people for money. That's so not kosher. Not kosher.
You think he was inappropriate? He was giving people handies for $30.
That's very inappropriate and fucking gross. That's just gross. As soon as he's being that old lady, which
the car letting the lady sleep with him, and he's like, "What do you say? That'll be like $10 or something."
Yeah, what he charged her extra, but I don't remember what it was for. I didn't write it down either, but no, it was very like I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then when he was selling the vodka after the lemonade stand, I was all like, why wouldn't those little girls be in on it also? Because they could just go back and be like, you want some lemonade with some vodka in it?
Yeah.
And then I also wrote down two other things about those little girls. First off, they called for their mother, not their father, to fight this grown-ass man. I was like, does that mean their mothers could take him and everything?
Dad could have. There's many possibilities. Dad could have been at work. Mom could be the alpha male in the situation, and Dad could just be a
lesbian,
right? Or they could be lesbians.
They could be.
They could have two moms.
Very butch lesbian.
And you also don't know whose mom they're calling for.
For sure. And then the last thing I wrote about those little girls was, can you text the police? Is that a thing? Really? I'm so out of it. I didn't know you could text the police. What do you say? Just like, hey, police, come here. Help me. I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I also
and wasn't that like the nicest lemonade stand you ever seen? Because these kids did a lemonade stand on the corner down the road from my street, and it was like a old nightstand that I think somebody threw out, that they were like, this won't work.
That's so funny.
It was so cute. They taped the sign to the kid's shirt and had him like dancing with the sign.
That's hilarious.
Like lemonade $1.
Did they have a business license? Because apparently you have to have one of those.
You do need a liquor license for the vodka. The little girls weren't wrong.
But what about the business license for the lemonade stand? I've read stories.
I don't think they made enough to qualify to have a business.
Oh, gotcha. So, yeah. So, okay. Can we move? Did you want to say anything about the movie at this point? Anything else?
I just want to go. the the Bob father and the amount of money he has must be absurd.
Well, didn't he say he sold his company for like 300 million or so, or 3 million? One of those millions.
It was a shit ton of money. But I'm like, the fact that he is saying he's going to front $150,000 for the winner of this game, I'm like, oh, ooh, I want to play. I'm going to play.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't have fronted that much. the 60,000 would have been just fine. I've been like, no, you can get the 60,000, asshole.
I'd have been like, how about I'll front 60,000 and let you keep your dirty 10.
Right on. All right. So I love how, well, I don't like, okay, so it's Dax Shepard in this movie, his character, whatever his character's name was. I swear to God, if you tell me what it is, I'm gonna throw
I want to. I know it, but I'm not gonna.
He's all like, I work in,
for those of you that don't know.
What? Stop talking. When he's all like, with those two hot Asian chicks, by the way, I was like, oh, they're naughty girls. He's all like, yeah, I work in sewage or some crap like that, and they're like poop, and I'm like, listen, he's got a good job. Stop, don't diss on a good job. I'm all like, if he's making good money, like, why are you dissing on that? Like, you stupid whores. So
do you find it more absurd that he left the good paying
absolutely
job?
I wrote it down. I wrote down he gave up a good job to be a failing actor, like
because of what two 20-something-year-olds said at a party that one time
with amazing boobs. I was like, oh, they need to show those off. So, but yeah, no, I was like, what a fucking loser. And I love how Jensen Ackles is that who it was? Yeah, Jensen Ackles was his brother. He was only like the one scene. I was like, oh, Jensen Ackles, he's got a hot brother. He's got the hot brother and the pregnant sister who's on a forklift or some shit.
He's like, she's got herself down here. And I was like, she should be at home with her feet up. She's really pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy too. I was like, man, whoever her husband is a bad husband.
Right? He's kind of a dick. She looked like if you just poked her belly, she would pop.
Yeah. So, all right. So then, okay. So I'm going to fast forward unless you have anything in between there. Well, hold on.
I'm ready to start with the first round of games.
Yeah, I thought that the games looked so much fun. Like, I was like, this looks like I would do this. This doesn't, like, I thought it would be something like, crazy, but
that goes out with a corn dog eating contest.
Yeah.
And delicious.
Yeah, exactly. And that guy that was like, deep throating the corn dog.
Zane, who's gay.
Yeah, I was like, he's gay. He's gay. He's for sure gay. I was like,
the thing where he's like massaging his throat to open it up. I said the same thing. I was like, he's gay because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, can you do that? I was like, I grabbed my wife's throat and I started massaging it. She was like, get off of me. And I was like, I'm just saying, look, it helps. It helps if you massage the neck. So but yeah, and then I love the part where he's like, the electric eels, and they're like, what's that? And like, don't ask. And then they get it, and then what's his face? Zane's like, it's high voltage.
Durfee's like, and then I like how I think it's Zane is like stuck in it, and Doc comes back and grabs him and pulls him through. Oh no, it was Bender. I think one of them was like stuck in it.
Yeah. I definitely did like the games portion of it, except for the arrow one. I didn't like that one, but the other ones.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like the watermelon one either, where they just had to break open a watermelon. I was like, guys, that one's stupid.
Yeah, because I was when the Bob father was like smashing head, I was like, how is he not knocked out by now? Because I mean, the first headbutt, yeah. Like, if you've ever headbutt anything, and I have, it fucking hurts. And you're just like, I'm not gonna do that again. That was a bad choice. That was a real bad choice.
Yeah.
And then I love the bar laxative one. That one was my favorite. I loved it because I loved how the one guy was all like, "Hey, do the move and everything," and you could just like their faces of like, "Ooh, it's time," and everything.
And I love how the Bob father gets the girl to like buy him a drink, but then he just starts whining about Tiffany and it's like, she's so amazing and blah, 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 and all this crap. And then, but you can hear him farting at the same time. I'm sorry. I have such issues with
with farting or duty.
No, with anything that deals with a bowel movement, taking a shit.
Yeah. I don't like bodily fluids. They all gross me out.
No. But I find it super funny that they're all like, the one guy's getting all in their head about.
Right on. I did how he was all like, "Will you buy me a drink?" "No, I live in my mother's van." "No, I'll eat your box for a week."
I need 2 wet ones.
Like, you like vodka?
She says, "I need 2 wet ones." And I'm like, I bartended and nobody, when I was in college, and nobody ever asked me for 2 wet ones.
2 wet ones. Okay, and then the last one before the final one, the meat dragon one, where they put meat on their heads. That one I thought was funny because I liked how as soon as the dragon showed up, what's his face was like, ah! And he like just sunk down, and I was like, that would be me. I'd be so scared.
Yeah, there would be no way.
Because Komodo dragons are scary. They're like so huge and everything. And where did they all get that, by the way?
On their forehead.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that it was going to eat the steak, but then when he grabbed that one, the doctor's nose, I was like, oh, that's so mean. That's so mean. And I didn't like how, but do they sense fear? I don't know enough about Komodo dragons.
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, like, so I'll believe it because I don't know enough. But I was like, do they sense fear? Is that what's happening now? It's not a T-Rex or anything.
It's not a velociraptor. Yeah. So I don't know. I just found it super funny that right away Zane screams and disappears. Yeah. And then Josh Duhamel just starts laughing and disappears too. Because you want to know what he said? "I really don't need this $150,000 and I'm gonna watch these idiots get attacked by a kimono dragon."
Right. And then so that's all I have about the games. I did enjoy them.
I'm like you. I didn't like the arrow game because I was kind of like, even before you seen the Bob father get an arrow through the hand, I went, I feel like something could go wrong. Well, that's like wearing a bulletproof vest and shooting your friend.
Well, yeah, and I do want to say I did laugh when he got shot in the hand because I saw it coming. But I just want to say, listen, I've shot a bow and arrow, like a real one. That shit's hard. You have to have like crazy arm strength. You can't just pull it back. Like it's
trying to do it while you're running.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but Bender and Shelly do not strike me as physically fit people. So I was all like, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I think that I'm in somewhat at least decent shape. And I can't do that shit. That shit's hard. So I just doubt. I doubt.
See, and my thing is the minute he knew those two were in the final, he should have changed that final game.
Right.
He should have known this was not going to be good for him.
Mm-hmm. So moving on, can we talk about the Pina Colada scene since I have one right here? Fucking gross. I was like, I don't know. I was like, and everything the whole time.
Yeah, and for those that are listening to our review before you've seen this movie, and you should have already seen it because it's been out for a few years. Mm-hmm. When Bender finds out that Shelly lost both of his testicles from the shooting, he gives him like a refrigerated box engraved that says Shelly on it, and inside are 9 vials of Bender's semen, which Shelly then adds to the Pina Coladas. Wow.
I love Pina Coladas.
So graciously making for his friend. That's a dick move. I don't care who you are. Yeah. That is not the same as like licking the rim and putting the pineapple on top.
I had a coworker one time pee in my Coke, and I was ready to throw down.
Did
and
he stop you before you drank
No,
it?
I drank it. And he's like, oh, I played joke and everything. I peed in your Coke. And I was like, you know what, Steve? If you have to explain your joke, it's not funny. Okay.
That's actually like, and I don't remember how
he got
I know
fired.
this, but that's against the law.
It is. And I didn't, but he got fired. I was like, he better not be working here. Or I'm going to press charges, because that's the only reason I didn't. But I was like, that I worked at McDonald's when that happened, but I was like, because me and Steve are about to throw down, and I don't think I can take Steve, but I'm going to try. So,
and you would think McDonald's probably takes that thing seriously, because they've had some incidences of things like that have been like in the news and things. So
right, yeah. Okay, so then, yeah.
Can I just say one thing that angered me about this movie? So the Bob father is in the bar, and he's whining about Tiffany, like, she just left. I love her so much. But then when she's like proposing to him, or making him propose to her, he tells her no.
I did read that. I like, because why did he pick those assholes over Olivia Munn? Like, I'm all like, they're
not my friends. And I wrote down, the thing this movie needed more of was more Olivia Munn, because the end scene where she's kicking his ass was way better.
Yeah, and I did like her in that sexy skirt with the bows and everything. And she made pie.
Oh, hell, I liked her in that outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus I'm all like, why? I didn't like that she was like, now that you're over all this stuff, and I'm all like, he doesn't need to be over this. He can do both. It's not like these games are like ruining your lives, or going
1 weekend a year.
Yeah, I'm all like, exactly. It's 1 weekend. It's really not that big a deal. It's really not that big.
She needs to step back and look at things in perspective. Because think about if he was a hunter or a fisherman, they're gone all the freaking time. Or if he was into, like, I don't know, what do men do? Or worked or traveled for work. He'd be gone a lot.
I like how you asked
one
me,
fucking
like,
weekend. She needs to get perspective here.
For sure, yeah. She was very needy in that moment. So also, okay, so can we back it up?
Yeah.
Because my daddy taught me good. Can we talk about that ferret part? It was so silly and weird. Like,
you
it was
mean
so
minks?
Whatever it was. It was a ferret. That was a ferret.
Was a mink. It was a mink.
Whatever that is. Anyways, whatever it was, the little rat. They don't act like that. I just want to say that right now. No creature just attacks you like it's in fucking a James Bond movie. That was fucking weird. I didn't like it. As soon as it happened, I was like, this should have been cut from this movie. I don't care. Like you said, I don't care if it's based on a true story. This didn't happen in that story. And
it's so, like, his character wouldn't have taken a walk in the woods because they were all, being dicks about his marine commercial.
Oh, which can we talk about the marine commercial when we're done talking about the ferret scene? Please. Thank you. Yes,
but I go, he wouldn't have done that. He knows how these guys are going to razz him. They've been friends for like 20 plus years. When you've been friends with somebody for a year or two, what kind of shit they're going to give you. As well as I do. Yeah. In real life, if they were friends, he would have never showed him that video because he would have known exactly what they were going to do.
Yes. He would have known that was a shit commercial.
And they were gonna razz the shit.
He was just dumb, and that commercial was fucking ridiculous. But the ferret scene, he goes off and the mink, sorry. Well, and the fact that it just was like following him into that little barn thing, I was like,
this is a rabid.
I'm all like, I don't care what it was. It's not gonna follow him like that. It's so stupid.
It's not a predator.
Yeah, I didn't.
He lost part of his ear.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of a sudden he's like, "Where are you? Where?" And it's just like right here behind its head. I'm like, "That's fucking," and it looked fake as shit. I was like, and then he started punching it. I was like, "This is so stupid. Like, it should have been removed from the movie." Sure. Now can we move over to that commercial? What? What is going on with this thing? I like how they were like, so you stay home and take care of the baby and everything. And I was like, yeah, what's going on there? Dax.
I just went, guys, I'm pretty sure he stays at home in real life and takes care of the
probably,
kids.
yeah. Kristen Bell is making all the Frozen money. While
Right?
he's,
His wife works.
I think
way
this was probably
more than him.
Yeah, this was probably his last movie, the last movie he did. This crappy movie.
He was in that one.
The way to narrow it down.
Chips. The one where
Yeah, Chips, because we've all seen it before. We should do that for an episode. Anyways, I'm writing it down. Anyways, go ahead. What about Chips?
My whole thing is like, nobody in real life dissects a commercial like that. I mean, it's product placement for the US Army. Fine. But I mean, who sits around and thinks of the after story of a commercial?
Right.
Like when you see the hepatitis C commercials, you go, ooh, I wonder if Barb had told all of her friends at the, next bridge, because it's always the old people, because old people are in the hepatitis C
fucking like crazy.
Right?
Can't wait till retirement.
Right? Do you sit around and go, I wonder if Barb went back to the bridge club and told them about this hep C drug so they can get on it?
I feel like any hepatitis C commercial should just have Pamela Anderson in it, and just I feel like that's the face of your medicine. I'm just saying.
Just know the fact that they're like, so you stayed home while your wife went to war. No, he didn't, because it's not his wife. It's called acting, which he clearly wasn't good at, because he said that was a fake tear.
Right. I'm not supposed to show this to you guys. Maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you shouldn't have. Do you have anything else? Because I want to talk about the very last scene of this movie.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, so Bender then hires that pawn shop guy, which he was super fun. I loved his haircut. It was so, retro. And then I thought it was very weird that he brought him a scroto, and he's like that would make up for it. I'm just because you have some fake balls doesn't mean
prosthetic ball.
Yeah, I'm all like, and he was like, this one's got a tattoo on it. I was like, did he need that? I was like, and did he need the bedazzled one either?
Yeah, I didn't know that bedazzle, or because for girls, if you put rhinestones on your vagina, it's called vajazzling.
That's so cute. Anyways,
putting rhinestones on your balls, is that a real thing? I didn't know guys did that.
I don't know. I should look that up. But I just as soon as he did that, he's like, look, I got you balls. I was like, that wouldn't work for me. I'd still be pretty depressed. And
I go, that was a lot of theatrics just to say. You could have mailed those to him and said, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was all like, man, this as soon as he did that, I was like, oh, he wasted his money. But
I went, he had so much money to buy the refrigerated wood engraved box for the semen. Maybe you should have just bought the prosthetic balls and put them in the box.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else for this movie to say about this movie.
I don't either.
Okay, well then, since we're both done with our notes and everything, all the fun stuff.
Would you recommend this?
Oh, I would say no. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, maybe if you're just like, no, I wouldn't recommend it. I take it back.
I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, if you're looking for a, lifetime friendship bro movie, watch The Hangover or the movie Tag.
Yeah, this movie's not for me. I mean,
tried too hard.
Yeah, and it just got too silly. Like, I mean, it kept it in reality with the little games and everything. Like, I thought when they said games, it would be something crazy weird, out there, but it was normal. Like, you have to go down a water slide and everything. I was like, oh, I could do that. I was like, I thought you were going to do something like, a javelin throw, but you guys have to like run around and not get hit by the javelin. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But, yeah, so I know I would not recommend this movie. You guys don't need to see it. It's fine. It's too silly.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to our questions.
Oh,
So, lovely lady, what is your question for this movie?
So my question is, what is your favorite movie that involves friendships? I would like I was gonna put, a lifetime friendship, but not too many movies show like this one or talk about that they've been friends since they were like 10 and now they're 40. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So just a friendship, like a real good, true friendship, like would go to jail for you type of friendship movie.
Well, I wrote down Encino Man. I love this movie so much. I had this movie on VHS. I would watch it all the time. It is a staple of my childhood. And Pauly Shore.
We have talked about that one before.
We should do it for an episode. But Pauly Shore is like one of my favorite actors ever. I love him so much. But and I love this movie specifically. So yeah, no, I
on the juice.
Yeah. I just love what he's like the 4 basic food groups. He's like it was milk duds. He's like it's like milk group or dairy group, and then he's all like corn nuts. Oh, I'll put him on a pedestal and everything. So
and the burrito and the slushie.
Yeah, that's the meat group, and then oh yeah, meat group.
And then the guy's like, no wheezing on the juice.
No wheezing on the juice. Yeah, no, I love it. What's your movie?
So I didn't go for funny like you. I went for Stand By Me.
I love that movie.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Like that's totally like, I'm staying at Bob's house. Bob's staying at my house. Let's go look for a dead body. Which that would not be something I would do as a kid at all. But the fact that they like are solid, those are the type of friends that you don't need them to bail you out because they're going to be sitting right next to you in jail. Or if you do murder somebody, they're going to show up on your doorstep with the garbage bags and the shovel. That's a friendship.
Right. And I love Jerry O'Connell, how he's like this little fat chubby kid in there. And then he just like turns out to be like a little hottie patati.
Right.
When he grows
I
up.
totally saw an interview the other day and he talked about that. And I went, oh, fuck, that was you.
It was him.
They should being an ugly duckling becoming a hubba.
Yeah, they should totally do like a Stand By Me too, but River Phoenix can't be in it because he's dead. But they could totally play into that. Be like, yeah, he died outside of a club in LA. Yeah, no, I do love that movie. That's a good choice.
Yeah. So what's your question?
My question for you is, what is your favorite movie involving games or with games in it?
When you said this, I didn't even have to think about it. This one came to my mind.
Go.
Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right on.
I freaking love that movie.
I love
tried
that
to
movie
have
too.
my kids watch it and they're like, oh, this is so old. And I'm like, shut up and appreciate Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and my one daughter goes, isn't he the governor of California or wasn't he? And I was like, yes.
I love the craziness of that one too, because you've got the one gladiator that's got he's like a singer, but he's got lightning. He's like, oh, and he shoots lightning out of his hands. You're like, what is going on here right now? I am all in for this nonsense. It's so good. Usually,
and the guys on the motorcycles with the chainsaw.
And the hockey pucks, the hockey thing, and he shoots him into a net, and it closes on him. I'm like, this is bonkers.
And got the cheerleader.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, it's
and people in the audience are winning prizes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. That's a good one. Mine is not. I just wrote Hunger Games 2, the Catching Fire one, because I was just like, oh, it's got some game. I guess that's a game. It's super fun. People dying. It's so much fun.
She wears the dress with the flay where she spins.
Right on. No, that's the first one. Isn't that the first one where she's wearing?
No, because she does it again with the wedding dress.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like that one the best though, because the first one is not that good, and then the last two aren't that great either.
Well, the second one's good because that's the one with at least the game part of it's better because it's got the clock shape to it, right?
Yeah, and the winners from past games and everything. Yeah, no, I like that.
That's not, they weren't trying to make it so she had to play. I mean, come on.
Right on. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. I'm just gonna say it.
Good choice.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much for listening to our little episode here. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod, and that you can follow us there and stay updated. If you do listen to this on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to leave a 5-star review. We would really appreciate that. We'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. And please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye.